Alberto, what's your martial arts background?
I started with boxing, regular boxing. Then I found that time was like 82. Big things in Italy was full contact karate.
Oh,
I remember all
okay.
those big names, Benny the Jet.
Yeah, Benny the Jet Arquidez.
all those
He's from right
guys.
out here, man. He's North
I know
Hollywood.
he's from here. Yeah.
I used to train in his gym when I first came here, when I first came to California.
Jerry Blank, right?
Yeah.
Jerry Blank was down in at the Palisade, I believe.
Mhm.
All those guys were
Yeah.
super
Blinky
food.
Rodriguez, he was out
Yeah.
here as well. He's Benny's brother-in-law.
That's I started from there, and then Muay Thai came, and I
Yeah.
fell in love with Muay Thai, and I fell in love. That was my big things.
Boy, that Muay Thai fucking changed everybody's eyes. As soon as you realize how hard it is to get kicked in the
Kicking
legs.
in the legs.
You went, oh, wait, what?
Yeah, and I was like everybody, never try. The first time I went to say, okay, it's gonna be nothing different. It's like being a roundhouse kick in the legs, and they hit me hard. I remember I couldn't walk for a couple of days.
Shins, man.
And I fell in love. So I'm like Muay Thai, started to compete in Muay Thai.
Yeah, karate style with the shin, where the instep rather, when you're kicking with
Right.
the top of the foot. Everybody had this idea like that was the way to do it, and then the moment you get kicked with a shin, you go, oh,
Different music.
All right,
Different.
that's
And I got a lot of injury for kicking on the instep.
oh yeah,
On my ankle was
yeah. You get ankles get
couldn't
devastated.
run, so I need to recondition it on my foot, like we discussed in the beginning,
Mhm.
right? So it's a shin kick change. And then during the past, for the security, I start to investigate different style. And the guy that changed my way to see things, transferred not to competition but to my line of duty, was a guy in Israel. But it's because he's been into 4 war. It's a real man. It's like become like a second father for me. But he always told me, he's the spirit. I don't care the way you punch, the way you kick, and so, until your mindset is not on point. It's not gonna be. You're not gonna be ready to do something for real. It's so that they can tell you, do karate, do jiu-jitsu, do that. But if your mindset, real things, when you go to war, you do. You need to apply these things for real. It's changing.
I think he's right, but he's also not right. Because I think he's right in the sense that your mindset must be correct in order for you to apply any sort of martial arts in actual
absolutely.
competition.
Absolutely.
But it's always important to have the right technique.
Oh yeah, no. Maybe I miss saying. He was working already on. He never believed in the Krav Maga. He's an Israeli guy.
Mhm.
He introduced the jiu-jitsu a lot. Introduced the jiu-jitsu, introduced the BJJ in his system,
Right.
and introduced a lot of boxing and Muay Thai. So you need to have the full aspect of that. And then, of course, if you go into if you was training all the special forces there, the Secret Service, you need to have the right guy to doing that. Some people they are not ready to be a warrior.
Right.
They can train like a warrior, but not a warrior. So it's
Yeah. I can only imagine, especially like Krav Maga in the United States. There's legit Krav Maga schools in the United States for sure. There's really good instruction. There's really good people, but there's also a lot of fucking horse shit. Just like with karate. Like there's a lot of mall karate where you go to these places and it might be fine for little kids. They're learning little martial arts, learning little discipline. They have goals. I want to get my orange belt, and they get it and they get excited, and it's good for them. It's good for their mind. But it's really critical when you're learning a martial art. One of the most important things is find a legitimate instructor.
right.
It's the most important thing because relearning things is so hard. Back when I was teaching, when I taught someone if they didn't know anything, they came to me with no martial arts experience. It was so much easier than if someone came to me with bad martial arts experience. Because if you have if you took karate for a few years from some bozo and you did everything all wrong, I would have to reteach you. So when you would panic, if you would get nervous, you would go right back to that old way. Like as soon as someone puts pressure on you, you would go right back to the old shitty technique.
That's exactly what it's all about. What is the learning and the movement database is in your brain is the same position. So whatever you achieve, you put in the database is wrong. It's gonna under stress. It's gonna repeat the same things.
That's for everything, man.
For everything.
Even for pool. Like there's certain techniques that people learn where they don't learn how to do pool correctly. You're playing billiards, you stand the wrong way and you get used to it. And when you're in a match and there's a lot on the line, you go right back to the old ways, even if you take lessons. It's so important that when you learn things in life, to learn them right the first time. That's why when you're growing up as a human being, I think it's been an issue with me. I think it's been an issue with you as well. When your childhood is kind of fucking crazy. Like you develop these ways of thinking and acting as a child that are very difficult to break as you get older and you get as an adult. It's like you have this foundation that's very faulty, and you have to be cognizantly aware. You have to be consciously aware of that. Okay, this foundation is fucked up because I grew up with domestic violence and I grew up with, no dad. And so I have to make sure that I don't fall into these patterns that I had established in my head when I was 8, 9, and 10, and 11. As you're growing up as an adult, this is the way you're looking at life, and then you have to kind of restructure it. It's almost like you're starting over. But if you meet someone who has like a great father and a great mother, and they grow up and they have like a great fundamental balance, like those people used to always make me nervous when I was a kid. Because I was always like, God, like these, how do they? I don't even know anybody like that. Like I would feel like inferior to them. Like when I was around people that had like a good childhood, I would feel inferior.
I still do.
Do you?
Sure. I feel weird. If I have friends that I think about them now and I go, I want to really interview their parents. Like, what did they do to get this kid to be such fucking? What was their recipe to get this child to be fucking a superhuman being? And I'm not talking about, Julius Erving's father or fucking GSP's dad. I'm talking about people who you meet in life that are really fair, that are really kind. I look at those people and I go, I wondered what their parents did with them, like to have that ability to want to help people and go out of their way, I always think about that shit, especially now as a parent. You're like, what is the fucking chemistry of love for them to understand? We were talking on the way up here when my mother died. It was the 70s. And let's face it, we were still spicks in that New Jersey neighborhood. In Boston and those areas, you hear things. But I remember those Italian kids coming to my mom's wake, and they couldn't make eye contact with me. The same ones that would say spick or whatever, because I short-circuited them. I broke them. Because the number one word in Italy is mama.
Right.
That's it. That's it. When you're Italian, everything is mama. They would come to that wake, and I would short-circuit them because they never could think of that situation happening to them. And I'm still friends with those people today. And I always wondered why, who raised them, that they're super great people. And then you come here to a place like California, and you meet people and they have nice parents or whatever, but they're just the biggest scumbags in the fucking world. Do you follow?
Yeah.
That's what interests me in my life.
I always feel like those people, the parents probably weren't around that much.
Or
like they might be really nice people, but they weren't around to really install the right ideals and values and morals in their system. Maybe the parents were off at fucking swinger parties or some shit.
I always look at that, with even the kids I grew up with. Like I have a friend that his dad was little, but his mother was solid.
Right.
And
when you say his dad was little, you mean gay?
He'll put a bullet in your fucking eyeball.
He'll put a bullet in your eyeball?
At lunch. I mean, when I would hang out with him, people's parents would come to me and go, I wouldn't be going over there if I was you.
Really?
Did you see the article on his dad? Yeah.
Oh, he's a psycho?
No. He was...
crazy?
Just a street guy.
Oh, okay.
And... today, the kid is one of my best friends. Never had a problem, never had a law problem, no record, never ticket, married, children.
Well, there's
school.
people that grow up with horrible environments and they come out amazing, and then their brothers and sisters are all in jail. It's weird how a person makes choices in their life that really establishes their entire life. And a lot of those choices, man, I hate to say it, but it could be luck. They could have made a lucky choice early on, and that lucky choice led them down a better road than someone who's made a poor choice. Like kids that get involved in the juvenile detention system when they're really young, boy, that fucks them up so hard.
The percentages are horrible. Percentages are horrible.
And good friends can, good people around you,
yes,
and can tell you the right things, even if it's hard.
Yeah.
When he's telling you the truth, and it sounds like a smack behind the head, but make you open your eyes, make you say, you know what?
Once you put a kid in one of those gladiator prisons, the percentages, it's like we were just talking about that movie that came out, Sleepers.
Yeah.
All 4 of them went away. 2 of them came out to become Westies. The other two came out to be decent. The percentages, it's 50%.
Yeah.
And that's on the conservative side.
Right,
It's
and
got to
why-
be higher. Once you get that first tattoo and smoke that first cigarette, all those things, your percentages go deeper and deeper.
Yep.
You know, once you get the tattoo knuckles that say "fuck," you're doomed. you know, Mike Tyson got the face tattoo at 40.
Yeah.
Everything had already, all the bad stuff out of his life had already come through. But if Mike Tyson would have came with that face tattoo at 18, you know, it's so weird, like how I saw it. I saw people on the bottom that today they're successful and the police records don't matter or nothing matters.
Yeah.
And then I saw other people who were like sneaky people, who now they're in trouble for tax evasion. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always.
Yeah.
My mother was a big thing for me. Like you say, mama is very important. My mother, she always told me, give more that you want to receive, give double, you know. And then also told me, you know, like be, you know, straight to people, you know, don't fool around yourself, so you're not gonna fool around people. And I believe that thing, you know.
Yeah. It also helps if you know people that work hard.
Right.
When I was a kid, my best friends had jobs. They worked hard. They were constantly working. They were always working.
At a young age?
Yeah, my friend Jimmy DiTilio and Jimmy Lawless. I'm still buddies with them to this day. But we were in high school. Those fucking guys always worked.
In high school?
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah, and work.
Always worked. Always worked. Had construction jobs. Always worked. I had construction jobs too because my dad was architect. My stepdad always set me up with these construction crews and stuff. So I did these jobs that were, and so it gave me the understanding that you like if you've never worked hard and you don't know what the fuck hard work is, then all of a sudden you're 18 and then you're in college and then you got out of college, then you have to get a job. You have no real experience with actual difficult work. I just don't think you appreciate what it takes to get by. And growing up, seeing people that had a strong work ethic and realizing that that wasn't something that I had, but maybe it was something that I need to consider as being like a very important skill, a very important trait. The ability to like just actually get shit done, to get up in the morning when your alarm clock goes off and go. You're uncomfortable. You want to stay in bed. It's cold out. You don't want to do it. That ability to just do it, just get up and do it. You know that old Nike fucking slogan, just do it?
Just do it.
It's one of the best fucking slogans of all time. You know how many people actually went out and worked out just because of that just do it? That might have been like the most effective ad campaign in the history of ad campaigns when it came to actually getting people to do things that are uncomfortable and something that actually made sense. Just do it. So important. It's so important. You just got to fucking get things done. And for so many people, like you were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, Joey, that book, The War of Art, where it talks about resistance. There's so many people that just fuck off. They fuck off and they don't get the things done that they need to get done, and that haunts them. We know it as comics. We know so many guys that don't write new material. They just don't. They just don't. They don't work. They don't work. You know why? Because when you have new material, man, sometimes it doesn't go well. Sometimes you bomb. Sometimes you go up and it's clunky. It's not ready. And when you do a special, like when you just released a special, you know what it's like. That material's dead now. And so now you have to write all new material, and you have a bunch of people that are coming to pay to see you.
Oh my God, it's hell.
Oh, you're panicking.
It's hell.
And
I'm
the
panicking.
shows
I panic
aren't always
every
good.
week.
Yeah.
I panic every fucking week. Every week when I go on the road, I panic because I do not have a full 50 minutes that's new. I got a couple fucking minutes, and I'm trying out new shit constantly.
Constantly.
But
And it comes together, slowly
it
but
comes
surely.
together. But it's just like anything else. It's sticking with it. Right now, I'm in a slump. So what do you do as a baseball player? Jamie, when you're in a slump, what do you do as a baseball player? You quit? No. You keep fucking hitting. And you keep striking out, and you keep fucking striking out, and you keep it together. You cannot lose it. IKA Tony Perez, 1976-75 against the Boston Red Sox. He went 0 for 17 in the series, and in Game 7, he hit the single that changed. They won the World Series, really. So he could have just said, I don't want to do it. I know I'm in a comedian slump. Well, not anymore now, but like in December and January, it was fucking heavy, Jack. But you just got to work yourself through it.
Yeah, there's no other way.
Just get yourself through it. It's the weirdest
There's no
thing.
other way. There's no other
There's
way.
no other way. You know what? And for me, I could lie to you and say, well, I'm not going to get on stage. I'm going to stay home and write for the next 3 months.
That's not good enough.
Wrong answer, Jack. That's not going to work.
It's not good enough.
You got to keep going to the well. Like, right now I have a problem. You know, last year, I have such a fear of being on my back in jiu-jitsu that it fucking made me, I will not quit. I will not quit. Because what happens if I'm with Joe, I'm with my family one day, and I get kicked in the stomach, and I'm on my back? Am I going to panic? So I cannot fucking quit. So I kept going back to jiu-jitsu. But the weird thing was I was doing it wrong. Even though I was putting in the mat time, I wasn't working on my breathing. I thought that by me going 3 times a week and doing what a fighter does, stay in that fighting 3 times a year, that my breathing would come together. Sure. It would come together, but in little... Not good delivery. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the time I'd put in for what I get back wasn't rewarding enough. Mm-hmm. Like, I would think of going, I
you needed a different approach?
So, and then I started doing those little things with Alberto in the back when I get there, the breathing. You know what, man? I'm a big boy. You don't have to tell me dick. I know I got something wrong with the back of my head with that fear shit. And it's with the needles, and what did I do with the needles, dog? Mm-hmm. I could faint. I faint walking into a doctor's office. I could smell cotton. I can't smell shit. I could smell fucking cotton when I walk into a doctor's office. Yeah. I could smell that light.
Because it associates with fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Tremendous. When I walk into a doctor's office, my blood pressure is 190 over 160, dog. They look at me and go, "How are you walking?" I go, "Take a hike. Come back in 10 minutes." And once my doctor comes back and he starts talking to me, and we talk about Chicago and hot beef sandwiches, he goes, "Watch this." And it's 140 over 80.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I know. I lived through this. I lived through this.
It's all about